Hello and good afternoon. Actually, it's not afternoon yet, it's still morning, but it's very pleasant. And today's what, the 17th of October. So, although we're fast approaching winter, fortunately, thank you God for giving us a stay of execution. It's not too bad, so I'm still able to wear my shorts. Sometimes people ask me why do I wear shorts when it's cold, but same reason why football players wear shorts when they're playing in deepest midwinter, because they're exercising. So for me to be fully clad in warm clothes wouldn't do. So it's like when we watch athletics, for example, and we have in the race Muslim athletes who are dressed from head to tail, well, covered up from top to toe. They aren't the ones who are going to win the race. So have to dress appropriately for the activity. And the activity, the reason why I wear shorts is because walking is part of my exercise program. And I speed walk. I've slowed down slightly while I'm recording this video. But that is the reason why I wear shorts, even in deepest midwinter, if I'm speed walking. Anyway, that said, yesterday I did almost an hour stretching in the pool and also some resistance work. So the training session was amazing, if I say so myself. My personal trainer approved as well. He is pleased with the way I'm going about things. So, for example, if I'm doing upper body exercises and I feel the weights are too light, rather than continuing with them, I will ask to lift heavier ones. So the whole objective is don't try to make it easy, try to make it effective. So that's life, really. People, it's different when you're in your 20s and your 30s and even in your 40s, because people just think with the routine that I had that it's just part of your lifestyle, you exercise. But now in my 50s, approaching my 60s, for some odd reason, the common consensus is that I'm doing it to stay young, when from I was in my 20s, I've been telling people that it was not my intention, and it never would be, to get old. And up until this point, God has given me no justification for the aging process. So I expect him, when I say the aging process, I'm talking about the body breaking down, infirmity and all sorts of things like this. So until he gives me an explanation as to why it is necessary, and some people would say, you've got a bloody cheek approaching God like that. Well, that's why I get the results that I want. Anyways, so until he gives me sound reasoning as to why, deterioration, dementia, the inability to look after yourself, to need carers, to take up residence in a care home, etc., why that is necessary. He owes me, basically, right? So I do what I need to do, and then I expect him to do what he needs to do. People might question my belief in God, but as I was just, I came out of the steam room having a cold shower, or a coldish shower, a woman in the next, it's like 3 showers adjacent to one another, a woman was admiring my figure, and sort of like you're so slim kind of thing. But as I said, I've been exercising. I've said this many times. I've been exercising since I was 15. I've had an exercise program on and off since I was 15. So it's not something that I've just come to and getting results. It's something that I've always been doing. And even though I when my sister got sick and it was full on, as they say, I wasn't able to exercise because I needed to conserve all of my energy for work, because bills needed paying, right? So, but I have good muscle memory, obviously, for all those years of training. So, people, like I've said, at this point in my life, would assume that I'm trying to cling on to my youth. But not so when I was in my 20s, 30s, 40s, and saying that it was not my intention ever to get old. So it's just very interesting. This is a much younger woman. It's just literally history repeating, because from I was in my 20s, people were asking, how do you manage to look like that? And now in my pushing almost 60, people are still asking me, how do I manage to look like that? How do I manage to look like that? It's because I do my part and I expect God to do his part. So as I've said on occasions, those silly exercises that I do in the pool, all of them were inspired by God. And all I needed to do was put the inspiration into practice. In particular, I recall being frustrated with not getting the results that I was looking for with my hamstrings. And I exclaimed to God, from the perspective, do something. And in that moment, he inspired me with an exercise that I do, and I get the results. Not just get the results, but I don't have problems with my hamstrings anymore. And this is sort of like 5 months of within joining the gym. So no shooting pains when I do my Romanian deadlifts, which means that I get more out of the exercise program. So I'm gonna wrap up by saying that there's a song, Wishing and Hoping. Can't remember the other part. But basically, wishing and hoping don't produce results. Effort, action gets results. So there's no point sort of like, I don't know. I mean, if people sort of like applied the effort of, actually I'll say it differently. Yesterday, a gentleman joined me in the pool, and he wanted to stretch out his legs because I was doing the splits across the pool, and he sort of like tried to do it, and sort of kind of surrendered, saying that he'd never be able to. So I took him very slowly through his paces and said, begin with this, because you have to start at the beginning. And gradually he got the hang of it. Obviously he's not doing the splits as yet, but I said, if you keep doing this in a couple of months you'll be able to stretch from that side to that side. And it's just literally dedicating oneself to doing the necessaries. If you want the results, you've got to apply yourself, commit yourself to putting in the effort. So he said to me that I should make some kind of exercise video, and even if I just distribute it to people at the gym. But I stopped him and said, even if you were paying me £1 million, I wouldn't do that, because over the years many people have asked me advice what to do for this, that, and I tell them, and they don't do anything with the information. So I'm happy to give information for free in the same way that I organize my parties and I let everybody in for free. But I said, even if you're paying me £1 million to make a video, I wouldn't do it, because I don't like to give out information and, literally just wasting my breath. I'd rather keep that information to myself rather than pass it out to people who seem eager but are not willing to act upon it. You talk to them, did you do what I suggested? No, I didn't get around to it. Well, if you were not going to get around to it, then you shouldn't have asked me for the advice. So I'm the type of person, I don't read. That's a long story, but I'm glad I don't, because this way I'm not indoctrinated. But if I need to find out information, I will do all the reading that I need to do. So I find out, for me, information is something that I get on a need-to-know basis, and I take the same approach with God. So you will not catch me going to God asking him, is the earth flat or is it round? Sort of like chicken and egg questions. You created us, who created you? I don't need to know anything related to that. I only need to know what I need to know in order to live my life in a happy and peaceful manner that works best for me. And people might say, that's selfish if you're sort of like just focusing on yourself. Well, guess what? If we all did that, there would be peace on earth, because we would be too preoccupied trying to live our best lives, trying to do what's best for us. Well, not necessarily to do what's best for us, to do what's right, because sort of like seeking to do right, that impacts on others in a positive way, but sort of like living to please ourselves, that can affect people in a negative way. So I guess it's about living right. Anyways, I've practically arrived back to my sister's place, but I'm heading to the shop, so I'm going to walk past. So I'm imminently about to run out of mangoes, and I'm not sure if I'm going to go out tomorrow. So I like to have my supply. Anyways, have a perfect day. Look after yourselves, and do not seek information. I don't like to give advice, unsolicited advice, but I don't personally. It's not beneficial to be seeking information if you're not willing to act upon it. So that's what I think anyway. That's how I go about doing things, and it works for me. Anyway, take care. Look after yourself. Bye.